Hey everybody, happy Monday. Okay, it's October 26th, 2020. We are so close to Halloween. So we got some spooky slide designs. I think they're super cute and not spooky at all, but that's okay. Okay, here's what's going on today. So we're going to do grammar warm-up. We're looking at complex sentences. A little typo here, a little decrease in it. Then we're going to do some poetry practice. So let's get with it. Complex sentences. Okay, so we have looked at simple sentences. We have looked at compound sentences. Now it's time to look at complex. So, complex sentence is made up of an independent clause, which is a subject and predicate, which is a simple sentence, and a dependent clause. That means it cannot stand alone. Independent clause, it can stand by itself. It's like an independent adult. Dependent clause cannot stand alone. It cannot take care of itself, kind of like a young child cannot take care of itself, right? It has to have the adult to help it. So for a dependent clause to be in a sentence, it has to be connected to an independent clause. So here we go. We have two clauses. The two clauses are connected using these common subordinating conjunctions. After, although, because, before, even if, once, rather than, since, until, unless, until. I have until twice. That's okay. When, whenever, and while. Okay? We had a crazy weird acronym called AWEBIS at one point in time, and then I think we did another one last year that I can't even remember anymore. I don't think the acronyms really help us much, but I think you'll begin to recognize these and understand them as we read, and you'll be like, oh, I get what a complex sentence is. So you'll have this resource as you go and practice throughout the week. Okay, so examples. After I ate all the Halloween candy, I got a stomach ache. Now I want you to notice I'm using our subordinating conjunction at the beginning of the sentence. So that means that after that dependent clause, I need to have a comma. The comma kind of like gives some extra support in the middle that we need. Comma, I got a stomach ache. Now if we read just the first part of the sentence by itself, after I ate all the Halloween candy, and it just stopped right there, you'd be like, okay, Mrs. Garza, after you ate all the Halloween candy, what? So that's our dependent clause. If you read it by itself, would it make sense? No. People would be like, dude, finish your sentence, right? Then if I read the second part after the comma by itself, I got a stomach ache, that's a complete sentence. Subject, I. What happened to I? Got a stomach ache. That's our predicate. So we have our dependent clause and our independent clause connected. Now, the other way we can connect the two is instead of putting our subordinating conjunction at the beginning, we can put our subordinating conjunction in the middle. When we put it in the middle, we don't need the help of the comma anymore. So we can take that comma out, just throw them on out. We are not going to use them anywhere in the sentence. And so I got a stomach ache. That's our independent because it can stand alone after I ate all the Halloween candy. So if we said, again, after I ate all the Halloween candy is dependent. It cannot stand alone. It is not a complete sentence. So those are the two ways that you use the subordinating conjunctions to combine an independent and a dependent clause to create a complex sentence. Now let's come up with some complex sentences as a class. And if you're watching this video, when I say as a class, I mean me. I will be coming up with complex sentences. Okay, so I don't want this font. It's too fancy pants for what I'm doing. I just want something basic. So a good basic one is quicksand. That's nice. Okay. As I recorded my lessons for the week, Trixie napped beside me. Okay, so I have my subordinating conjunction here. Let's do some pink highlights with some mauve. I like mauve. So there's my subordinating conjunction as. And if I just said, as I recorded my lessons for the week, you would stop and be like, okay, go on, finish your thought. Trixie, and I have my comma. Don't forget the comma. That's very important. How do I highlight my comma? It won't let me just highlight the comma. Oh, well, whatever. We'll deal with it. Actually, I know how to make this work. Why do I fixate on this kind of stuff? Yeah, I got it. So we're highlighting my comma. Let's highlight the comma. Orange. Okay, as I record my lessons for the week, comma, because I'm putting my subordinating conjunction at the beginning, I need the comma in the middle. Trixie napped beside me. That's an independent clause, because I could say that. I'd say, yeah, Trixie napped beside me, and you'd be like, okay, cool. Right? That's independent. It's a complete sentence, stands on its own. And yes, my puppy Trixie is napping beside me right now. Okay, next sentence. So I'm going to make this font smaller too, because this is giant. Oh my gosh, why do I struggle with this all the time? I don't know. Okay. There we go. That's a little better. Okay, next one. So, I'm back at that font again. Where's Quicksand? I'll type A when it comes to my formatting. Okay, so I'm trying to think. I am always impatient while I wait for packages to arrive. I'm always impatient while I wait for packages to arrive. So I have my subordinating conjunction, which is while. So if I just said, I'm always impatient, you'd be like, yeah, I get that, Mrs. Garza. You nag me about stuff all the time, right? And you'd be like, cool, that's a complete sentence. I accept that. It's grammatically correct. But if I just said to you, while I wait for packages to arrive, you'd be like, okay, keep telling me, what do you do while you wait for packages to arrive? So I'm always impatient to make this a complete sentence. So because I have while in the middle, I do not have the comma in the middle of the sentence. I get rid of that comma because I don't need it if while is there. I'm always impatient while I wait for packages to arrive. Okay, last one. I got a good one. Okay. Oh, darn font. Gets me every time. You guys probably think I'm super annoying with this. Okay. I got a new RC car, even though I probably shouldn't have spent my money on that. It's super cool, guys. It's a rock crawler. Okay, so here we go. Wait, no, that's wrong. I gotta fix it. I messed up. It's okay. Teachers messed up too. Here. Even though I should be saving my money, comma, I bought a new RC car this weekend. There we go. I'm not a child, I promise. Okay, so even though is our subordinating conjunction. Now, because it's being used at the beginning of our sentence, that means we need to add in the extra support of the comma. I'm getting better at doing the teeny tiny comma highlight. Okay, so we have our extra support of the comma in the middle now. Even though I should be saving my money, that's incomplete. Because you're like, even though you should be saving your money, what? And then my independent clause is, I bought a new RC car this weekend. Okay, those are our examples. Remember, if our subordinating conjunction is at the beginning, then we need the extra support of the comma in the middle. If it is in the middle, forget that comma. We don't need it. Okay? Okay, so you're going to go into Schoology and you have Monday 1026 complex sentences practice to complete. And then we are going to read through. So pause, make sure you go and you do your practice, and then come back and finish watching this video. We're going to read a poem called I Practiced by John Arno Lawson. We're going to answer some questions about it, discuss it, and then that will be that. Well, I'm going to read you the poem. You're going to answer the questions. There are similar questions to what we usually cover in terms of poetry. We look at Swift when we're analyzing. So speaker, word choice, imagery, figurative language, tone and theme. So these questions fall in line with that, but we're of course not having you do all of those aspects of poetry analysis. Okay, here we go. I practiced. I practiced in the shower. I practiced in the car. I practiced in a downtown karaoke sushi bar. I practiced in the basement. I practiced in my head. I practiced on my bicycle and practiced in my bed. But the fact is, though I act as if I practice all the time, it still seems I'm either stuck before or getting past my prime. I practiced in the darkness. I practiced while I read. I practiced full of confidence. I practiced full of dread. I practiced for the living. I practiced for the dead. Maybe I practiced when I should have just been doing it instead. Interesting, huh? Okay, let me get my little thing back. So I want you to think about, why does a poet choose to repeat practice over and over? That's a poetic device many poets use, is repetition. So why is he constantly talking about practice? I'll tell you, I do feel as though it emphasizes, like it really helps the parts where he does not discuss practicing to pop. And so maybe he's wanting to emphasize those parts. What does the third stanza reveal about the speaker? And then what is the theme or lesson of the poem? You are going to answer those independently. That is your task, okay? So you're doing your Schoology, and then you are answering these questions about the poem, and then you will return, and we are going to and then that's it. No, hold on, false. Schoology is your first asynchronous. The poem is your second asynchronous. Sorry, that was a little bit confusing. But of course, if you're watching this video, you're just watching the video, so you do it on your own time frame. Just make sure it's done today. Okay, have a lovely, lovely day. Make sure you ask questions if you have any. And yay, Mondays. Okay, bye.